That's fucking right. Just a little disclaimer before we start this video. As you can see, I haven't really been uploading, and I have a really simple and straightforward reason for that. And it's that I have 4 different jobs as of right now. And in my free time, that little free time that I have, I like to chill and sleep. But I love making YouTube videos, I just don't have the time to do it. So maybe later when I can drop one of these jobs, then I will have more time to do YouTube. But for now, this is not an option. Having said that, I obviously did, as you can tell, what any sane person would do. And I cut sleep. So I made a Shrek game. So one day I was browsing YouTube and I came across this guy, Fat Dino, who is a really talented guy. And I love his content. Now, he made a Shrek game. And that's where I got the idea from. If you haven't seen this, I'm gonna link this in the description, but I'm sure you did. But if you haven't, just open it up and give some love to this guy. He deserves it. And what he did is that he made like this goofy ass Mortal Kombat type Shrek game in 3D where you can defeat these guys and you have a health bar. So you can die and you can defeat these guys. You can get power-ups and things. I'm not gonna say anything more. Just go and watch this video. But the idea that my Shrek game idea is from this guy. And then I thought that, listen, I can't just recreate what he did, right? So there's 2 simple reasons for that. He can probably do it better. So that's the first reason. And the second one, how cheap it would be, right? To just fucking rip off an idea and don't really do anything with it. And just do it. So for my game, I went for a sort of tower defense mode with Shrek. So the basic idea was that you can control Shrek, but you can't do anything with Shrek. You can control Shrek, you can place down different turrets, and it's like a wave system where enemies will come, and then they try to like break down your house, right? Or burn down your house, rather, right? So you have to defend your house, but you can't do anything. That was the biggest idea. So you put down different turrets, and then it's kind of a tower defense game. So quickly, I went to Sketchfab, where I found all my Shrek models, and basically all the models I used for the game is from Sketchfab. And I downloaded a basic-ass Shrek model, and rigged it with Mixamo. And so I could now throw it into the game with a basic-ass retargeting system, which looked really, really janky and really, really funny. And first I thought that I am actually going to kill this because, like, you know, this is supposed to be like a meme game. So it's not bad if it looks janky, right? So it's not a bug, it's a feature type of mentality right here. But then I ended up changing this whole thing. But first I thought this is so funny, I should keep it. So now we have a character that we can control. So the next thing would be to set up the main thing of this whole game. And it's the turret. So pretty quickly I made some AI that can run around and marked them as enemies. And I wrote a simple turret that can aim at and shoot at the AI. So for that I ended up watching a YouTube tutorial with this turret. I'm gonna link that in the description too. And then I ended up using that script and customized that script to fit my game and fit my style, and to have like options that I can change and variables that I can change. So later on you can upgrade this turret, right? So that's the turret part. And then just pretty quickly I modeled this tree trunk and UV wrapped it and got a shader from Megascans, because I thought it's going to be really funny and it's going to fit the scene if the turrets were like these tree trunks, right? So like Shrek himself made it, right, you know. As for the projectiles, I got this really funky ass Shrek face, and I ended up deleting or removing the arms, and maybe no, just the arms and the legs, I think. And then I used that as a projectile, as you can see here. And for now it was really bouncy, which I ended up removing. But it looked really fucking janky and really fucking nice. This ended up causing me a lot of FPS, because as you can tell, those models are pretty high quality and a lot of polygons and high quality textures. So I ended up reducing that, since you can't really tell. So I moved on to make the AI. And the AI was pretty simple. The AI was like, here you spawn. When you spawn, you go to a target. What's the target? Here's the target. And once you reach the target, apply damage. And that was it. That was the AI. And if your health goes to 0, then, you know, just die. So AI was pretty simple. So I ended up making one and then duplicating it 4 or 5 times. I can't really remember, and I ended up just switching the models. So now the game looks like this. You have a house that you have to defend. You have towers that you can put down, and you have enemies that run towards your house and then apply damage to the house. If the house HP goes to 0, you obviously lose the game. But if you kill the last remaining enemy, then you survive the wave. And the next wave will come with more enemies, stronger enemies. And then you have to buy upgrades for your thing, because, you know, the enemies will easily outscale you if you don't buy upgrades. So I made this little shop here, as you can tell. So what you can change is a lot of things. So you can change the turret damage, fire rate, aim speed, everything. You can change how much gold they drop. You can change or upgrade the house HP, and as you can tell, you can increase Shrek's damage. And now you might ask, how the fuck can you increase Shrek's damage if Shrek can't do anything? But that's a really good point. And my answer is that I actually found, while I was browsing Sketchfab, I actually found a Shrek model that had this really nice armor on Sketchfab, right? And I was like, okay, I have to put this in the game. So I remade the whole character. I imported a lot of fucking animations. And now I made that Shrek can actually go up to the targets, or run up to the targets and hit them with the sword. And later I added 3 different spells or skills, sorry, for Shrek. So now you have a damage system where you can just, you know, I ended up fucking a lot of time with this damage system, because, you know, making combat is really hard in Unreal Engine, or not really hard, but it's advanced enough to get lost in it easily. So now I had to figure out everything here, and I watched a bunch of tutorials. I read a bunch of Reddit posts, and I tried different plugins that did not work. And then I ended up making my own combat system, which works, but it is not the best, but it works. So here at this stage, I quickly realized that it's really boring, because the turrets are just overpowered, so you have to balance the game. And I wanted the player to have to defend the tower. It's not optional. It's not that you can just buy every single turret upgrade and then you just go AFK. I want them to have to defend the tower. So then I was like, okay, obviously we need some balancing. And we need a map design where most of the enemies have to come from one direction, so you don't stress the player defend every side alone. The player has to just defend one side, but also he has to work for it. So that was the plan at this stage, to balance the game. So I fucked up a lot of time with it, just standing AFK and seeing how many stages can you survive with only the turrets. When is the first time you actually have to act in order to defend the house, and how to balance the enemies. Like, so what's the percentage you can add to their HP, their attack, their everything, each wave, to make them stronger but not overpowered. So this was a lot of time just me being AFK and just adjusting little values. to balance the game. So now when I finished that and I had a fairly optimized game that is playable, then I was like, okay, I don't really have time for this fucking project, right? I can't keep changing things. I can't keep adding ideas because then I will run out of my time limit and I won't ever finish this game. I was like, okay, I just model the Shrek house. I make a map and then I throw everything together and I call it a day. So I did that. I modeled the Shrek house, added it to the game, and I made a map and I lit it pretty nice, I think. And I created a main menu and some widgets and some UI and now let us see what this game looks like.